Foreman's road to fame and fortune is fraught with hardship. One of 7 children, George is born January 10, 1949, to Nancy and J.D. Foreman. Grinding poverty plagues his struggling family for years.
Growing up in Houston, Texas was pretty rough because Mom and Dad had to go to work. And so you leave the kids to themselves. And a lot of us got in trouble.
Trouble is easy to find. George's turf is Houston's 5th Ward, also known as the Bloody Fifth. He learns at an early age to rely on his fists.
I was a bad boy in Houston, Texas. I was the person that people had to defend themselves against because I was the delinquent of all delinquents, fighting on the street.
He was part of a strong-arm gang. I mean, his job would usually be to knock somebody down and they'd steal their wallet or steal their purse.
By age 15, George drops out of school for a life of crime.
I didn't see any specific reason for me to go to school because all of my heroes were people who didn't have any education at all. They got their education from the jailhouses.
But a life of crime quickly loses its luster. He begins a downward spiral that doesn't end until he hits rock bottom.
I was out robbing and mugging people one night and trying to run from the police. I hid underneath the house. I said to myself then, if ever I get from this house and the police don't get me, I'm gonna change my life.
Send a postcard to Job Corps, Washington, D.C.
Days later, that opportunity comes knocking.
These are some of the first Job Corps volunteers.
George sees a TV commercial with 2 pro football stars promoting President Lyndon Johnson's Job Corps.
Jimmy Brown and Johnny Unitas said, if you're looking for a second chance, you want an education, join the Job Corps.
After spending 6 months with the Job Corps in Grants Pass, Oregon, George is transferred to California. There he meets Doc Brodus, a trainer who recognizes George's raw potential as a fighter. Their relationship alters the course of Foreman's life forever.
Doc at the time was very well respected within USA boxing circles. He had been a successful amateur coach, and Doc actually ended up putting the first pair of gloves on George.
After repeated dorm room brawls, Brodus helps George avoid expulsion from the Job Corps by training him to channel his rage from the streets to the boxing ring.
I was getting into a lot of trouble, and it was frustrating for a lot of people because as soon as I go up, I'd slide into trouble. But Doc never gave up on me.
He saw that he was going to be a quick study. He was going to be a quick learner.
Doc's gamble pays off. George's raw power decimates his opponents, and he quickly racks up an impressive number of amateur victories.
He was just knocking people for dead, which can be a mixed blessing because when you're getting your opponents out of there very quickly and doing it on strength alone, there's some things you're not learning along the way.
Despite George's lack of experience and technical knowledge, he is chosen for the 1968 Olympic boxing team.
I had no idea what I was doing. I was fulfilling Doc Brodus' dream that he had of me. And after I made the United States Olympic team, I stopped and thought, I can do this, maybe. Then it became my dream.
Foreman punches his way to a gold medal by defeating Russian champ Ioannis Chipulis.
They constantly told me to use my left jab, and after 2 rounds, I won that boxing match. I was shocked and surprised. When they raised my hand, it was the first time I'd ever had a dream to come true. I was an Olympic gold medalist.